Lovely.
Hello
Hey,
and welcome
I
back.
jumped out of a window. You don't need to.
I'm gonna give up trying to get a proper start to things because this is like the fourth time I've done it. But the team is doing things. I think it sounds like they're doing things. Dice are being rolled, but
All right.
some
So-
amount of
We're trying to get enough information to not get geeked or detained within 5 steps of entering the building.
Targeted matrix perception. All the icons I just basically 2 of them in 1 sensor array and 1 cyber gun. Are they slave to anything? What is it?
well, there's a couple of guns, but
Yeah, I'm picking 2 randomly because I'm guessing if they have a centralized security network, that's a good way to check.
So
So-
the sensors are slave to the host of the house.
Oh, he has a host.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And what, pray tell, grid is it on?
It is on the it's on the local grid.
Okay. And what is its rating?
6.
Is it running silent? I'm guessing no because.
Nope.
Okay. Is it firewall
9.
and data processing?
It's 8.
All right. And does this host look like it was set up by the security team, or is it just like the residential kind of Emerald City kind of host?
It says it has the name of the guy. Estate is kind of what it is described as. It is
All right.
marked as private. I'm not sure how much more information you can get before it tells you to go away.
Nope. Well, I'm not inside it or anything. I'm just looking at it. I can just kind of look at it as long as I want all day. Because now those guns, are they also slave to that host, or are they slave to something else?
No, they are slaves to something else.
All right. That was a forked targeted matrix perception check, so I get 4 hits on that as well. What is that thing?
Ares Executive Protection.
Okay, it's a host.
Yes.
All right. What is its rating?
So, if memory serves, everything that Knight Errant owns is slave to the Knight Errant host, which is, I believe, a rating 9 host, as per
No.
Data Trails.
Data Trails, the one that they have, the East Precinct, is rating 6.
Ah, okay, so Firewall 9 is where I was getting that from.
Yep.
This one, being the executive level, is probably, let me take a quick look here. Let's go with 8
So-
for a local corporate host or low-level government, which sounds like a pretty beefy host for somebody whose
Yep.
job is to do
And yep. So this would be basically the one that they cover all their operatives in the field for. It wouldn't be this specific house, though.
probably.
Yeah, okay. That sounds about
I
right.
assume you have some kind of matrix
Yeah, I have Matrix
security knowledge stuff.
Yep, I have quite a bit of it. And I'm actually about to roll it relating to this.
Sure.
With my specialization in ice.
Oh, jeez, you're gonna make me open up like crazy parts of the book. That's it. No more Stardust on my runs.
No more hacker. I'm a competent hacker. Do you expect me just to rush in there,
Yes.
get break,
do it.
and then let the rest
Do
of the
it.
team go do their shit?
Stop being a bitch.
Stop doing your job well.
Yeah. So obviously it'll have patrol.
Ah.
More, I'm just asking, what would their general philosophy be at each host towards intruders?
Identify and
I'll make it
Is
easier
it
for
track
you.
them down or kill it with fire?
Or impede it.
it'll be a identify and then restraint with
Okay.
higher with what's the word I want? I kind of want competent threats being met with equal force.
Okay. So if the if they do detect the threat and they aren't able to quickly identify it and then neutral it, their ideal goal is identify a threat, locate it, then crush it. If that fails, they call in proportionate response. Yeah?
For the most part. Unless, given as this is like the private sector, unless the person who arranged for the contract wants all the black ice.
Right, unless, and that'd be connecting to the rating 6 host. For the rating 8 host, I assume it would be much more brutal. Okay, because they could just load. They can have pretty much damn near the whole ice roster. It's just a question of how they want to arrange it.
Yeah. Just gonna shuffle it a little bit.
So at this point, seeing as I know that, I'm going to inform the team. I am fairly confident that I can subvert their sensor system, especially if I can get on site or someone else can and get access to one of those sensors directly. We can make this go really well. Otherwise, I could do a remote assault and at least cripple their security so that they won't be able to track us.
All right. And while he's doing his matrix search, I want to astrally perceive as we drive by.
All right, you perceive a wall.
It's a barrier.
Oh,
No, it's a concrete wall.
Son of
it's
a...
a ward, I'm guessing.
No, it's a wall.
Oh,
No,
Astral
I'm
perception
looking
does
above
not
the
see-
wall. It's-
Okay, above
I'm
the
looking-
wall, you see the sky. Maybe a bird fly by. Nothing like...
So he doesn't have some sort of crazy spirit aerial patrol or massive barriers all over the estate.
It is one of those things where, like, spirits don't need to be in the air to see everything. They could just as easily be on the ground looking up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
But if this place had, like, massive fire spirits circling it, I'd just be like, nope.
It could be circling it at ground level.
I mean, no reason for it to be visible over the wall.
Yeah, the damnedest thing when you have a
Deterrence.
executive protection contract. Do you have any kind of magical security knowledge? Or threats?
No, this isn't my thing. I'm supposed to heal people. But apparently we have no other astral support.
Yeah, none
suppose
signed up. So,
Any chance that knowledge roll can get me any reports of what happened in other people trying to break in or anything like that?
do you have a shadow community knowledge that might be more appropriate, or just the rumor mill?
I do have that.
Alright, can you throw that instead?
I'm just waiting for my Dyson biology and chemistry to come up.
Oh, damn.
So, you do know that there was a shadow event that happened, well, now that you think about it, at the place where Stardust and Tara were staying. Some mess happened there, kind of ugly. However, actual assaults on this property, you're not coming up with anything, but you do know that since you know the security contract that they have, you know that tangling directly with them is not exactly the best idea.
A losing proposition.
Yeah. You know, this is a double A zone. Proper HTR is quick to drop in. And if they have, like, a bunch of on-site security, which you're not sure if they have or not yet.
Well, how many guns did I see?
You saw 8 Ares Predators.
8 guns. How many comlinks?
4?
Okay. And those were all okay.
So the wall is a good 10 foot. No, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting about trolls. It's about 12 feet tall. Because you can't
So 4
have.
meters?
Yeah, you can't have gross outsiders looking in. It is sadly not a mansion on a hill. They were all out of those in Seattle for billionaires. However, it actually translates into Nguyen.
Rich guys.
Yeah, super rich guys. And as far as sensors, you know that there is a ultrasound sensor by the front door because the car picked it up. However, in your scans of the area, you did not see any ultrasound sensors running wirelessly.
Okay, which means it's either
Oh.
stealthier than I am,
Or it's hardwired.
or it's hardwired.
So I'll let you guys mull for a minute while I handle some business real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
So, what are our assets again? I'm good at physical infiltration and hacking. Right.
Alright.
Just going down the list one at a time so we know who's capable of what.
Yeah, let's just go left to right.
So, Frank, what you got?
I'm fairly capable at slipping into the buildings when I don't have sensors, watching my every move.
Okay. Can you handle physical opposition?
I don't like to, as it often gets a little loud and messy. But yes, I can drop a man if necessary.
If I gave you rounds with Narcoject and DMSO in them, could you use a heavy pistol?
It's probably not going to work on Ares protection. They would know that trick, and I'm guessing their guys have orthoscan with chemical repellent. They're not idiots. Like, that'll work on Joe Rent-A-Cop, but not on EP.
Alright, then how about Pepper Punch? That stuff doesn't need to really touch skin, it just needs to get near your eyes.
If you want him rolling around on the ground and screaming as we drop him, sure. But we can get through specific methodology when we get done going over what everyone's capable of. Crow?
Yeah.
Yeah. My primary field of expertise would be the social deception, lying, convincing people to act against their own best interests, sowing dissent, that sort of thing, with a small, slight side of ability to compromise physical systems.
Understood. Appreciated. Are you augmented or awakened? Or neither?
Mostly BioWare.
Good. I like it. And, Hagane, I take it you're our resident finger wiggler?
Not as such. I don't do any of the finger wiggling. Mostly it's entirely alchemy. I can't do anything else. I only have a couple tricks in that. Mostly a lot of healing. I usually just sign on as the medic. I can drive a car. I can't drive anything else, but I can drive a car. My leg is pretty much an operating room. Medkits.
Okay. Do you have any magical capabilities outside of the healing that we should know about? Can you turn a dude invisible? Can you make him fly? Anything like that?
Nope, none of that.
Can you deal with a spirit?
Nope. I'm an alchemist. I can't cast spells. I have to have preparation time.
I've seen alchemists perform it. You know what? Alright. I'm not going to tell you to do your job.
You've seen magicians perform spells and alchemy. You have not seen aspected alchemists deal with spirits. We can't do that.
I do have a question for you, son. On the off chance, or really more likely chance, that this bird is of magical nature, now, do you happen to know of any sedative, preferably in an aerosol fashion, that would be applicable to such a paracritter?
Usually, Narcoject, but I can come up with some awakened solutions if we have a little time, and we do.
We can probably stick to the basics like Narcoject and chloral hydrate. Those should be more than enough to put anything with standard biology down, unless they're specifically chemical resistant.
I would rather try to avoid doing anything to this thing that might kill it.
I agree
Really?
on that front.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
but if it does something like, if it's some sort of bird that does some sort of terrible loud screaming nonstop whenever it sees us, I don't know if that's a thing that exists, but I would consider
not
it
doubt
out
it.
of the question.
There's this one up, actually not far from this, where we were hired to steal a bell from a place just like this. and pulling it out, turned out the thing was fucking cursed. Like, I ain't ever seen anything like it. Professional driver nearly drove off of the underpass. It was so bad. And then when when our finger wiggler did put something down to keep it in check against us, that everyone around us started having all kinds of hell break loose.
Okay.
It was unreal.
Hagane, will you be able to identify, or at least try to, if there's any sort of effect like that from it?
I will be able to look at and try to figure something out. I can't guarantee I'm very good at it.
Well, part of my
As long as you're
concern-
able to tell if it's blatantly awakened, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you capable of a physical infiltration?
Hang on, I haven't played this character in a while. Give me a second. I'm capable of social infiltration, not so much sneaking, and he'll rap on the metal leg. There are a couple handicaps here.
Yeah, it's not a handicap. It's an
clang.
opportunity, brother. No
Clang.
offense.
Clang, clang. Oh, I keep so much medical supplies in this thing, you have no idea. But it's not quiet.
Yeah, no, I scan you. And I don't think that overly helps with the social infiltration either, if you ask me. Crow, what were you thinking in terms of getting in there? You were talking about deception?
How many active staff members does he have here, and how much of his groundskeeping is done by drones is a good question to deal with. If we're looking at nothing as far as human weaknesses other than a set of a security team that knows each other and has worked with each other for a while, there's not a lot to do on the social aspect there. I know a few tricks I can use to drive wedges into a team like that, but if they're smart, they might know them.
I've got my agent looking on it. We should find out in about an hour and a half.
All right.
Do you want to roll your high society stuff? See if you might have a bit of an idea.
These would be the ones for that.
So
Would
I
etiquette be a
assume-
thing to be like, this is what they do to show their status, that sort of thing?
Oh, just about how much it would normally... if you were this rich, how many hirelings would you have?
None. I'd have an army of anthrobots, but that's me.
It's true.
And every one of them would be covered in 10,000 new yen of sequins.
So, in this situation, you're probably looking at less drones because drones don't have feelings, and thus, when you go to project your air of superiority, they cannot feel bad. So, there is probably at least a handful of actual house staff that have been house staff for this man for a little while. There is likely also a groundskeeper of some kind, given as how nicely the everything seems to be manicured. The physical security that he has a contract with, he may or may not have the whole team there, depending upon how the contract is set up. He may be forced to have at least a minimum of, let's say, 2 or 3 people, or he may have to have supply lodging for all of them. You did not see any evidence of like a tracker, any place where people did outside activity. So unless there's a decent sized gym on the inside, you do not know. It is potential that he will have people over to show off his menagerie, which you have not seen evidence of yet.
So if we did something like had fly spies watch from the street if anyone comes and goes for a day, we'd be able to see stuff like shift changes or people coming and going in the mornings and evenings.
Potentially.
I have 2 fly spies in an RCC. We want to have them switch off, or do we want to slave them to the deck and have them switch off?
We are still early in the morning.
I'm not sure if they would.
On Wednesday. It's still like 7 or 8 o'clock, I think.
I'm saying if we want to do like 24-hour surveillance, though, we can have the 2 drones, or the 3 drones if we count Frank's, switch positions and which one's where and stuff.
It's up to you guys.
I don't know.
Would I have to roll something to know if they would query drones in the street?
They almost certainly. KE would, because they would make patrols in this neighborhood. I can
So-
tell you that now.
People enjoy their privacy, especially when they're ridiculously rich. So they may not look at it the first time they ping it, but if they hit it again a little while later and it's still there will be consequences.
But not if it's, say, a different drone in a different spot.
Maybe. It depends.
I wouldn't risk long-term surveillance of that kind because it's kind of high risk, low gain.
Yeah.
Why don't we wait an hour and a half when I'm finished getting back the search on his staff, and then we'll look for possible ends with them. And once I find them in the matrix, I can start tracking them and use them as a way to guess his movements. Because I guarantee.
Sounds good.
Actually, I can't guarantee you anything, but I
the-
have suspicions that they will not be as protected in the Matrix.
Okay.
And if they are as protected in the Matrix, we can potentially use them to get it at his host.
To send things up through the authentication chain,
Yep.
then.
Can we
Okay.
get some sensor tags with cameras, microphones, and
I have
put
one of
them...
each, but I'm not sure that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
If this host is just looking around and doing a constant sweep, they'll get found fast.
Well, the host can't do a sweep for things outside of itself, but a spider can, which is, I believe, almost a given. Seeing as she got called when she got near. That still happened in a character. We're not retconning that. Just
Oh yeah, no,
right?
that still totally happened. Don't worry.
Okay. Just
All
for
right.
some whatever reason, our rigger had to leave. Why? So, once we've driven well out of the neighborhood, Stardust is going to suggest getting breakfast at like a Waffle House or something, and then he's going to wait an hour and a half till his agent reports back about what has happened to this guy's staff.
Alright, let's go to Waffle House.
So
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
we're definitely
Waffle
gonna
House
need-
never merged with anyone? It's not International House of Waffles or something?
you know, I believe in Waffle House. I love me some Waffle House. But,
Okay, we're going to Waffle House.
I have a story about that for later. So at about let's say about 8 o'clock. Do you wanna? Are you running your deck silent, or are you?
I rebooted when we got away from there.
Okay. Are you running silent or
then-
no?
Yeah, it is currently marked as running silent. You can see on my thing.
Yep. I was pacing, so I didn't see it. Can you go ahead and roll your running silent thing?
Someone's looking for me in the coffee shop or in the.
It'll make sense when it happens. Don't worry.
Okay. You do know. Oh, sorry, I GM rolled that. You also know that you need to be within 100 meters of a device running silent to look for it, right?
So what is going on is somebody is searching for the comm code to make a phone call. I suppose I could really just call you.
Yeah, you could just call me. You couldn't find me in the Matrix, but if that call is going through the Matrix, I would see it.
Because I imagine so you're going to get a phone call because Tara got a phone call and that stuff would slave to your stuff. So since Tara had to leave, I will just pass it up the chain, proverbially.
Okay.
Um,
All right. Though, I should have explicitly stated it, but I can't. Cyberdecks can change their comm codes when they reboot. From here on out, I will be doing that.
Okay. Are you answering the phone call?
First thing I'm going to do is before I answer it, I'm going to perform Matrix Perception on whoever is calling.
How many hits did you get? Is that
One.
okay? It
Are
is
they
a
running sound?
They are not running silent.
Okay. So what does it look like in the Matrix?
It looks like a knight errant badge.
Looks like a knight errant badge.
Yep. It has the name of Lieutenant Wagner underneath of it.
And are we all there in person while he's
Yep.
getting this?
I'm going to spend a free action to inform the team of this.
All right. Do
All
you
right.
want to drive in circles while you talk to him, or are we just going to ignore the call?
I'm going to drive around and transfer the call to Crow.
Okay.
Okay, we have a background on why this call is happening, I assume.
I'm guessing because they spotted this number when we were doing our drive-by, and they saw that a device running silent was coming in vicinity. I'd suggest come up with a decent lie.
Oh, that was
Bring,
my
bring,
arm. I hate.
Bring, bring.
Roger that.
Your arm doesn't have a sleeve of 8.
All right. Hello?
Good morning, sir. This is Officer Wagner. How are you this fine Seattle morning?
I'm doing well, officer. How may I help you?
Hi. So, I had a report come across my desk. One of our clients had a blip show up on their equipment that a drone was flying over top of their property, and I am making a courtesy call to inform you that that is a no-fly zone. I'm sure this was just a mistake, wasn't it?
Absolutely, officer. There was a slight navigational error in the drone's performance. Its pilot did not properly acknowledge the no-fly zone.
You want to go ahead and roll me those con dice?
Lie like a rug.
Yeah.
Are you happy with 6?
Are we happy with 6? Do we feel like this? You know what? I have edge to spend. I'm going to throw a reroll failures at it.
Okie dokie. Did you say it's just a cop?
I'm talking to myself. Ignore me.
So it's 7 hits. Excellent. All right, let me take a quick look at this social modifiers table. There's 1.
Ah, the most hated table in the game.
It's such a great table. Oh yeah, no, you
The
definitely
one that
did
means you never really know how many dice you're rolling on social tests.
Well, I like to, instead of penalizing you for like taking dice away from you, I just give it to my NPCs as bonus dice.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about that table is that you only get 2 dice if you do something downright horrifying, like turning someone's buddy into gelatin.
Oh, for the intimidation stuff?
Yep. You know, there are some things that are scary no matter how many dice you have in it or don't have in it.
The way I usually justify that is the person believing that you'll do something horrible to them anyway.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. That's why torture never works out for you.
Why I don't let people who try to take notoriety to get intimidation bonuses get that. I'm like, no, he thinks you're gonna kill him.
Yeah. So, so I try to remember her name. Lieutenant Wagner will. It's like, well, that is most unfortunate. The pilot. Do you have the information that was registered to, so that I may call to make sure that this, paperwork. It's a mess.
So what's he asking exactly?
I
Like
think
the
it was
registration
something-
for the pilot program or something?
Yeah, she is asking for if you had an actual pilot. She's asking for that information. She's also asking, it's basically a license and registration, please. She's going to run a sun check.
So would that
Hold on.
drone have?
One combat turn, I have legitimate information. Someone else's, but it's real.
All right,
Someone
sure.
else
Give me a
is-
second to pull that up, officer.
I have I'm looking for an optic X or whatever it is, registered to a private investigation agency.
So, let me ask you this: what sin is this com code registered to?
It is not registered to any. It's a DAC running silent in my hacking mode.
No, that's fine. It's just because that is the information she has at hand. So that is the
Now,
information.
Absolutely nothing.
the thing is that's weird about this is because normally my deck just generates a new com code each time I reboot it, and this really should be coming through to her device. But I get why this is shifted because that player left.
Well, it is that, and it is what should we call it? There was a moment there where it was mentioned that it was drone to RCC to deck, which you can't do because you can only have.
What?
You can't be.
No, it wasn't drone. It wasn't drone.
It
to
was
RCC
drone
deck.
to deck. The RCC got cut out of it when the reboot
The RCC
happened.
got cut out. She jumped into the drone, and it was slaved to my deck.
Okay, so that's where it gets. That's where the matrix perception that found the drone gets your CyberDex com code.
Yeah, but okay, that com code wouldn't exist anymore because I rebooted. So I'm confused how this call is coming through.
Because I was never told that you were going to rechange your com code.
Okay, in the future,
That will happen.
when I
I think it
Yeah,
does that automatically.
yeah, it does that automatically. But
If it does, then I was unaware.
okay, let me.
If you want, we can roll with what has happened, or we can change it so
I
that.
I don't want to retcon anything. So we will say for whatever reason it wasn't rebooted, but this is basically. This is
You can
basically.
just say that like the
it
drone
looks
wasn't
like
rebooted or something.
Well, no, the drone wouldn't be. It would be the CyberDex com code. So he has the CyberDex com code. So what this looks like is a CyberDeck running silent that has just generated a new com code. Okay. That's what this appears to be. Does that make sense?
So whose sin am I going to be scanning here? Is the question.
He's not seeing a sin attached to it right now. There isn't one broadcasted with it because he doesn't broadcast one when he's running silent.
Okay.
So
Because the way it's being forwarded, we're going to need to broadcast one through yours, I think.
right. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to pull a
Someone else's sin.
a license from a private detective agency so that this looks like a private detective agency was doing this.
So I don't think you're going to find a private investigators licensing information for specific drones on the greater matrix.
How would I check that then if I found it?
If you got access to somebody's like personal comm link where they had that stuff, like they would have the things that were slaved to it. But like, so this is one of the things that I don't like about SINs and licenses and stuff is players do not have access to SIN scanners.
Yeah. Well, it's because ideally SIN scanner isn't a device. It's just anything with a device rating can perform a SIN scan. But the Runner Hub changed those rules, so things got weird. Why don't we? I'm sorry. I'm really confused about how this kind of situation is going down. So right now he's basically calling.
So what had happened was last night, the drone was detected, and then a call was placed, basically immediately to whatever it was slaved to, or whatever comm number it was associated with. That phone was never answered.
And they're calling again.
They're calling in the morning.
And even though, so normally that comm code would be gone because I rebooted, but we were saying
which if you want, we can roll with, and that will have different ramifications.
So basically the problem is that he's talking to a number that doesn't have a SIN attached to it right now. And so the explanation that I'm trying to give for that is that this is basically a surveillance op on somebody else that was accidentally over here, and we're trying to cover that up. That's the lie I'm trying to go with, because otherwise there's no explanation for why there wouldn't be a SIN attached to this communication.
And that's where the complications arise.
Right, because we have no way to actually generate that information.
Because otherwise, like, even outside of the hub, it does not make a whole bunch of sense to me as to why anybody could just SIN scan anybody else's SIN and then just broadcast it. Yeah. Because then why do fake SINs exist?
I'm not trying to broadcast it, I'm trying to give it to him. But yeah, you're right. Okay. Fuck. So what I'm going to do is, if he is not running silent, give me a second.
Mhm.
Trying to see if there's something I can do. I performed Matrix Perception on him. I got one hit. What is his device rating? Is he communicating to us through a host?
I'm inclined to say that this would be either a host or a
device inside
terminal that is like
slave
basically inside Knight Errant local precinct, like the physical building is probably somebody
like
who
work
has
terminal.
a desk job, and this is their job is to perform paperwork, and this is paperwork.
All right. So I will ask the team if they want me to try and hack him to make the information look good, or if the Crow has another idea. I could stall for a while, but if you could stall for a while, I could probably get it done in a couple of seconds.
All right. I just need to verify which drone we're talking about for our own purposes. Can I get the exact coordinates of that and the time of that no-fly zone infraction?
Sure. Do you want to roll me like an etiquette or something like that to placate the officer who is very used to I demand information, you hand over information?
Yes, I do.
All right. Was a Lockheed something like that? As I look for a terror sheet, which I still have open to see what they have.
I want to throw in buzzwords in my stalling.
Sure, you may buzzwords. I was looking for what drone she had. Crawlers.
Lockheed Optic X2?
Yeah, that was it. I remember it wasn't a fly spy, so I was like, So, she will come back with a.
Hey,
Yeah,
boss, I got 5 hits to mark on the host.
Versus the Knight Errant host. You cool with that?
Yeah, fine, I'll let it.
You don't have to. Just saying.
It's 16 dice. Okay, I can keep 10 of those.
Okay. So it's 9, 15.
Yep. I shouldn't have edged it. No, I should have.
You should have.
I did. That was a good move. Then I'm going to run silent, enter the host, and wait for him to give the comm code. And then when it does, I'm going to spoof a command to this person's console, telling the console that the information checks out.
Okay, so you're going to need to at least run a matrix perception real quick to find the actual console.
Okay.
Just because you've just walked inside the host, you have not even looked around.
Okay. Do you want me to roll Matrix Initiative? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm GM rolling for some reason.
Fine. So,
I doubt they're running silent.
No, they're not running silent. They are law-abiding citizens and law enforcers. But yeah, no, you're able to find Lieutenant Wagner's information.
Okay. I assume their console is slave to the host?
Yes.
So, all right. And I have a mark on the host, so when the time comes, I will spoof a command to the host, or to the console from the host, telling it that when basically the check goes through, that the information is clear.
Sure. All right, and you have enough marks for that?
I have a mark on the host, which
Do you
is
need
all
one
need
or
to spoof.
2?
I need 1. Spoof only requires 1 mark on the master.
Okay.
And it can give any level of command. That's what's so great about it. Spoofing is the boss. Spoofing is how you do it.
So you want to go ahead and...
So what we're going to do then is you're ready to spoof. I'm going to tell her that the stuff checks out, and I send like garbage
bogus
data
inf-
or something.
Yeah, bogus information that looks real. Like, I could roll...
Yeah.
Would I have to roll matrix security to know what
Nah.
plausible-looking...
You're basically
registration-
just
So you're going to generate that, send it on my mark,
Yep.
or have your agent send it, and then spoof a validation that says it checks out.
Yes.
All right. Then I will, once I get the thumbs up or whatever from Stardust, I will say, all right, it looks like that all checks out. I will transmit that data momentarily.
Yep. And I will eagerly await said spoof command.
And because I'm inside the host, this console does not... I'm treated as having a direct connection to it. So it just rolls its firewall plus its device rating or his logic,
Her
whichever
logic,
is
I
higher.
think, yeah.
Her logic, whichever is higher.
And you're cool with 5?
Yeah, I'm cool with 5. I've got a direct connection to it. I'm rolling against someone who probably has 6 or 7 dice. The device is firewall, not the hosts, because
Right.
I'm inside.
Let me just take a quick look and see, because...
I figure at the very worst, you're probably going to be looking at 12 being rolled against you.
Yeah, I'm confident that we can get this.
And that's if she has a
Honestly-
killer device and high logic.
Honestly, I've spent 1 point of edge on this ruse anyways.
So, she will
I will exit the host immediately upon doing that.
have a pleasant little humming for a minute. It's like, you are correct, sir. I apologize for any inconvenience this caused, but be aware that this is the one warning that we hand out for such infractions, and further warnings will result in, at the very least, fines, dependent upon how things work out. You have a pleasant day.
All right.
I
Thank
just
you
saved
so much for that information. Lieutenant Detective, which was it?
Lieutenant Wagner.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Wagner.
Cybercrimes.
All right. You have a pleasant day, and I hope we don't have to have any more conversations about this. Very sorry.
I hope that we don't either. Right, we'll handle that real quick, right? So,
I might come code changes when I reboot after the call is over.
Yep.
Oh, what a clusterfuck.
I mean, you guys could have just answered the call last night. It'd have been fine. But no, you had to go and do things.
Mm-hmm. So,
Yeah.
all right, we need to... No more drones going in.
Yeah, I think we're done with drones for this
Yeah.
op.
I can hear the puckering from here.
No, we've all nearly tipped our hat already. Now what we need to do is we need to put our heads together and figure out a way to subvert this security system and get our team in and hopefully find out where they're at. Well, shit. I just rebooted the matrix search. I'll have to restart over. I'll kick the agent. I'll kick the agent back online and get it back to its job. So in 45 minutes from now, we'll know. We should get an idea of who the staff listing is,
All right.
and you can look for vulnerabilities from their crow. Which means
Yeah.
I'm gonna need another plate of waffles. And do they serve liquor here? Or alcohol at all?
No, not at this hour. So, those of you who are feeling nervous about what has just transpired, if you want to go ahead and roll a composure test real quick, just to see whether or not the tottering old lady at the Waffle House comes over and...
I'm having a
Holy
brain cramp.
shit! I'm with power 8. Apparently I'm...
I mean, you did just have a police officer call your deck.
Call your cyber deck and ask for your...
Twice, actually, because they called it last night.
Yep. That's not happening.
What's the pool for composure?
Charisma, willpower.
Willpower plus charisma.
Thank you.
Actually, them having them still catch the number thing worked in our favor, because otherwise they would have just called and no one would have picked up. Or they would have found out that number isn't registered anymore.
I mean, you guys could have just called it picked it up last night. But no, now you had to go be suspicious.
Yeah.
So,
No,
Stardust.
generally, when you get a weird call, just forward it to the face.
That's what I did.
So Stardust, as you're sitting there, kind of like, ooh, a little old dwarven lady is going to come up to you. It's like, Sonny, are you all right? Do you need some decaf
Yeah.
instead?
No, I'm fine. Mind if I smoke in here?
Sorry, gonna have to ask you to smoke outside.
Yeah, I just need to light up. And he'll get up and wait outside of it and start hitting off of his vape.
Sure.
Crow will conspicuously mention to one of the others that he wonders if Stardust, or whatever his fake Sin's name that he's using is going to leave him with the bill again. Just some silly small talk to distract her.
Sure. She will fill up your coffees and be like, is there anything else I can get you, Hans? It's about to be breakfast time, and I won't be able to stop back for a little while. Do you guys want to get anything else from her, or you just want to have her toddle off?
Just get our more plates of waffles, because we're going to need them.
Sure.
Because we're going to be waiting out the 45 minutes for the agent, and then getting our roster so we can look for human weaknesses.
Yep. So at about 8:30, you guys will notice that a bunch of knight errant and corporate types begin filing in. And they begin sitting down and having breakfast. You guys have your plates of waffles. And you're about 15 minutes from your agent coming back to you with the information you're looking for. What do you guys want to do?
I'll look up any locations that within, an hour drive that might have binocular long range vision on them.
You're roboting a bit, but I'm guessing you were saying you wanted to look for a vantage point where you could use Vision Mag.
Well, I'm going to look for a pair of binoculars that I can use Vision Mag with, and then look for a vantage point, yes.
Yeah, you can go
Those
to
are availability 0, I think.
Yeah, you can go to a Sporting Lowe's or a...
Brookstone?
Yeah.
Because somehow they didn't face a merger.
It's because they sell neat stuff.
They probably belong to, I would guess, either As Technology or almost seem like a Shiawase company.
I don't know, I was thinking maybe MCT.
MCT might buy them.
So yeah, I'm going to be looking for a pair of binoculars with
You can go ahead and grab them.
Vision Mag, yeah.
And you guys are in a Waffle House with a bunch of corporate types and some knight errant officers.
Do I need to roll something to tell if the knight errant officers seem particularly interested in
It sounds like a
us?
judge intentions roll, if you wish.
I already rolled one and got 4 hits.
I know. I was letting him roll too.
Yep. Let me know if there's anything I find out from there. And do you want another composure check?
I mean, if you feel like Stardust would be worried by the fact that a bunch of police officers just came into the place where you guys are, that is
The
on
only
you.
thing he'd be worried about is the fact that he's been vaping Zen, but I don't think from just the vape you'd be able to smell it. It'd be like CVB or CDB vape.
I have no idea what that means, but sure. So with your 3 and 4 hits, they seem to be mostly making small talk with the staff and going about their business of it being almost time to go on shift. Or those that are working the night shift just coming off shift, it is, about 8:30 in the morning. It's time to Time for waffles. And all the soy calf you can drink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, a whole bunch.
I'm imagining that scene from Reservoir Dogs where they like bring in the German shepherds. They can smell it. Sure as the dog can smell it.
So yeah, no, it's on you guys on what you want to do.
Well, let's make sure we don't discuss the plan here with them there.
Does anybody have a lot of public awareness?
Nope.
0.
Okay. Anybody have distinctive style?
Nope.
Definitely no.
What would you consider a lot of public awareness?
More than 3?
I'm at 3.
Oh, well, I'll just kind of write down here somewhere. Stardust 3PA.
I probably should have gotten one from jumping out that window, but no one told me to mark it on my sheet.
Well, Will is occasionally a benevolent dictator. I am not always such. But yeah, no, you guys have probably finished your breakfast by now. Just waiting on you guys to
list on the staff come through.
Yeah, you have that information. I'm sorry, you wanted the staff?
I wanted a listing. I was doing a rating 3, so limited interest or not publicized matrix search on who works there as like staff members. Who references him as an employer on their basically like I'm X. I work
Their
for...
future LinkedIn profile.
Yeah.
Future LinkedIn, the worst.
Guys, I am so sorry about all of the interruptions.
That's all right.
Don't worry, you were
Hey,
really
too.
into your waffles. This run is only
Oh god,
partially
I just
cursed.
imagine like
Hey, at least-
Stardust and Crow having like this urgent conversation with the deck, and Hagane's just like, man, I fucking love waffles.
It's
Waffle?
like he has a hollow leg or something. Clang, clang.
Grr.
Can I shoot him? I don't even have a gun, and I want to shoot him.
I'm not going to stop you. I have never been one to stop my players from making certain decisions.
No,
I mean,
but
it would be a reaction plus skill to quick draw it so that you can shoot him before the police officers respond.
yeah, no, we won't be doing that because I'm not an idiot. Well, I'm not that kind of idiot. Let me paraphrase that. Once I get that information, I'll forward it to the team, and I'm gonna head out to my transport, which is waiting outside.
Sure.
All right, and Crow's going to browse on the image link in his glasses.
The intel Stardust sends over shows up on that file as
Yeah.
transparent orange panels in the shape of stars with the information in the middle.
Okay.
Look at
And I
this.
trust it'll be something that we have to decode with his dongle.
Yep.
Look at this fancy guy. Dongles and all kinds of other stuff. So you will find out a whole variety of information. There is no information on the security folks, because
I wasn't looking into the security folks. I was looking
Okay.
into like who does his laundry, who does his
Who's
Cleaning
his
his
groundskeeper, especially?
So you will find the name of the groundskeeper. It is not Willie, unless when I open my random name generator over here, it comes up with Willie, which it probably will not.
We can dream.
No. Randy Daniels is the name that they have for the groundskeeper. He has been doing groundskeeping for, let's say about years again. Let's say about 40 years. He is a elf. He is moderately famous for the quality of which his work.
Just a quick note, I will have to be physically away from my keyboard, but I'm still listening. I have my headset on wireless.
Sure.
How how many staff members underneath him does he have? Because as someone who's done groundskeeping work before, you don't just have one guy doing that.
No. I mean, that would be insane, but he has 2 assistants. They are one of which is his son. The other is a Julie Larson. She is human, and she is on the younger side. And somebody should be writing this down because I'm not writing this down.
On it.
And his son is
What
Joseph.
were his assistant?
Joseph,
okay, his son is
and
Joseph.
apparently I can't hit that to go back to the previously generated name.
It was Julie, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. So, how many staff does he have all total?
The groundskeeper?
No, the target.
Okay, so he
RB.
has the groundskeeper, and then he has 2 housekeepers. And Elizabeth Plynes, Pyles.
And who else?
Brian Cortez.
Are these all humans?
The groundskeeper is a elf and is on the older side. Brian is a dwarf, and Liz is a human.
Does he have a chef or cook on staff?
Mr. Cortez is culinary inclined and classically trained.
All right.
So it's a total staff of 5 people that maintain his house?
If that is all of that you have found, there may be subcontractors that those people bring in every once in a while, but probably not, given the relatively intense security protocols you're running into.
Okay, yeah. Like, with that level of vetting, they probably keep a pretty tight staff. So we have 5 individuals. What are their listed residences when I did this matrix search?
What was her name? Julie is the only one that is listed as having a residence outside of the estate.
And where does she live?
Let's say downtown, because I like using downtown.
All right. And at an apartment building, something like that?
Apartment. You will also notice that she has only recently joined the staff officially on the Matrix search.
Okay. What's her social life like? She married, in a relationship, have kids, anything like that?
She's dating a man by the name of Joseph.
Our Joseph?
You're Joseph.
The one who works there? Okay. Do some of our B&E inclined guys want to wait until she's off shift and search her place? See if we can find some access card, keys, anything like that? Thoughts?
If I can have a set of eyes on the facility, yeah, absolutely.
Sure thing. What is her com code?
8765309.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to perform matrix perception on it, looking for it on the tricks. Is she running silent right now?
She is not.
Okay, what is her device rating? And is she slave to anything this fine morning?
She is a... Let's find something fun and exciting. What is the device rating if you... Oh. Is the device rating 4? And it is slaved to the estate host. Did that come through?
I heard it.
What model is her comlink?
A Nixdorf Secretary.
All right, I'm going to buy one of those.
Okay. Congratulations, deduct 4,000 yen.
All right. So do you want to hear my plan?
Sure. What is
We're
your
gonna.
plan?
Wait. Can I guess at it first?
Yeah, sure. It's pretty simple plan, so I think you've.
Are we going to, for the most part, copy whatever important crap she has on hers over to our own Nixdorf and then swap them out with stuff on ours to ride along and an agent that's actually answering to us?
Yes. My plan is to steal, to when she gets home, have the sneaky guys break into her apartment, steal her comlink, clone it, leave one clone there, and then use her comlink to get access to his host. Use our new slaved one.
Does anybody have common sense?
I do.
Would you like to spend a point of common sense?
Yes.
Chances are,
Yeah.
as she is dating the people who live on site of where she works, might not actually go all the way back home to downtown all that often.
How much of the staff is live in everyone but her?
Everyone but her has officially listed their residence as on site.
Oh, and she's brand new, isn't she? She probably just hasn't sold her old apartment yet. Shit.
Common sense is a great quality.
Yep.
I love it.
I would have said yes before, but I was muted. Alas. Alright.
So our so our target has all the staff live on site. The house staff does have devices slaved to the host. Shit. Thoughts?
Is there
Decker?
anything we've been able to find that is slave to the host that is regularly outside of the grounds of that facility?
No. I could try and remotely hack it. But
Could try
I would
remotely
need some
hack it.
time.
There is no precariously dangling camera for you to data tap. Almost as if there was an executive protection license.
Yep. I mean, I could sneak in and try and tap from there, but
Ultrasound is scary.
honestly,
Ultrasound was only
confident
seen on the door via the car, was not seen via matrix perception.
right. And so what I am thinking, the rest of the sensors I did see wirelessly, right?
You saw atmospheric and motion.
All right. We just I do a remote hack to bypass those sensors. Then we try a physical infiltration to get in and get access to the building. And from there, we can pretty much tell he has a wired security system on the building. And
There were
we try
cameras and
get
stuff that you
access
were
to
able to see via the wireless.
Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do?
Nope.
I'm going to wait a day and spend some time recovering Edge, and then I'm going to do some more shit. We're pretty much gonna have to go potentially live at that point. So I suggest if anyone else has any other legwork stuff, we get that done now, because we need to actually get rolling on this infiltration.
Yeah, Frank will, after buying that set of binoculars,
Mhm.
he will pick up a cooler, some ice, get a couple drinks, a decent little, picnicking spread. Look at whatever maps he can find as far as topographics to find a place of elevation in order to go bird watching for the afternoon. Oh, and he's going to buy some khaki shorts to go with his polo shirt.
I love that the khaki shorts are the important thing. So, let's have you roll. Do you have navigation?
Let me check. Okay, Chummer's being a wanker. Navigation 4.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and roll that, we'll see what you can come up with.
I have not spent any edge yet, and I expect I'm going to spend them all Saturday night. So I would like to spend an edge, pre-edge this.
Awesome.
More edge for the edge gods. All right. What's the modifier to make it the 6s explode?
You put an exclamation point after the 5.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't worry, you will be able to find a spot. It's just going to be really hard for you to, like, when you roll this perception test that you're about to roll, you're not going to get a lot of good information out of it. Sorry, bro. That's how the edge crumbles.
Don't cry, dear Lord!
So perception.
Yep, go ahead and roll your perception, and we'll see.
It's just navigation.
Yeah. So 3 hits on your perception. This is a very nice place. Can you roll me edge real quick?
When rolling edge, do I roll my
Just the attribute.
full number or what I have left?
The full attribute.
Thank you.
Yeah, I keep trying to give you some rope here, but Jesus.
I'm just gonna look at you pitifully. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera.
Thank God. That'd get real creepy real quick. So you're gonna give this place the old once over with your eyes. Get a little bit of let's call it dust in there, and you gotta kind of so you don't get a real good look. How long do you want to spend checking this place out? Like obviously staring at it, basically.
Well, the idea is that I'm looking more for movement and people. I'm actually trying to detect that all-important shift change or whatever. So it's going to be a whole lot of acting the part and actually bird watching with the occasional glimpse over at the house. No, nothing's going on. Ooh, look at the sky.
Sure. Roll your bird watching. Nah. What time of the day are you doing this?
I guess. Well, I went to the mall, bought some khakis. I also got the binos, whatever. I guess we'd be doing this early afternoon, 1 p.m. ish.
Okay. So
and
around.
The closest.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Around 1 p.m., you will see that there is a pair of figures working the lawns near as I try to think back and remember the different buildings that were here, near the garage. And damn it, what was the fancy car I put there?
Eurocar Westwind.
Yes, the Westwind is not present.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, he's gonna try to casually go through his drink supply, which is probably just sodas and whatnot. Yeah, you can't get too creepy out there. So yeah, I'd say around 3 or 4 o'clock he'd pack it up and drive on.
Sure. So, I'm sorry, you said 3 or 4 o'clock?
Yeah, you can't get too creepy about it.
No, not in a AA rated zone. So yeah, no, you are able to go home. You guys know that the Westwind is not currently on site. Do you want to do anything with that information, or do you want to just...
The West Wind
Can
is
we
gone?
look for the West Wind?
The West Wind is gone?
The West Wind was not in the parking lot.
Okay. I have a question.
Sure.
Was the West Wind wirelessly broadcasting when I drove by earlier? I assume it's. Can he call it on when he wants, or does he leave it turned off in his parking lot?
Do you want to roll a memory check to see if you remember?
Sure.
Oh yeah, you're good at memory. You're also echoing.
Oh, sorry.
So you recall that the West Wind was not on wireless when you did your matrix perception the first time, which kind of makes sense. It is a very expensive vehicle, and you wouldn't want people messing with it.
So he's allowed to have his car off wireless, but I'm not allowed to have my arm off wireless? What?
Well, his car was also turned off and not doing anything.
My arm does arm things. That's it.
Wait, you're
Well, when
forgetting
you
something
park
important.
your arm in a parking lot, let us know.
He's got money, you don't. You lose.
That's basically how the sixth world works. It's wonderful, isn't it?
I'm not gonna let some uppity technomancer hack my arm.
When you go to sleep, his car, and also Technomancer can hack your arm whether the wireless is on or off, sweetheart.
Yeah, but they have to touch it.
When you sleep, your arm is off wireless. When his car is in his parking garage or whatever, he has its wireless off. So what I am going to do now is I'm going to perform a matrix search on the basically vehicle registry. Do I need to do a hack for that, or would you say that's just a matrix search, boss man?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for his car's basically designation, what it broadcasts when it's out driving. Its comm code, essentially.
You can just do a matrix search because it'll be a bit easier this way.
I will hack the 6 World DMV if I need to, which is probably just Grid Guide.
That'll take forever because everything at the DMV takes forever.
Not because it's hacking and that takes forever. So, I assume I would know what level of information this is. I'm guessing rating 3?
This is probably rating 3 just because you are looking across the greater Seattle Metroplex to try and find one dude's car.
So in 45 minutes, do I find his car?
Sure. You totally find his car in 45 minutes. It is, where's a suitably... Is there a botanical gardens or something else that is...
I'm just looking for its comm code. I want to get its physical location.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can have his comm code.
All right. Now, I'm going to perform matrix perception on it, assuming it's not running silent.
It is not. What would you like to know about it?
What is its device rating, and is it slave to anything?
I believe it's just a device rating 2?
It could be slave to something powerful.
Well, that doesn't. Being slave to something does not change its device rating.
Oh yeah, that's true. But is it slave to something, and what is that thing?
It is slave to the estate.
Still slave to the estate.
Yeah, it's almost as if he owns that.
Yeah, it's almost as if he owns that. Man, I wish I had a host that I could just slave all my shit to. I need note to self: buy a host.
Become millionaire.
Buy host.
Engage in exotic
it's right
hunting
there
trips.
on the to-do list.
Okay. Yeah. Seeing as that is the case,
Given as
did
you did the
flag
comments,
where it left?
given as you did the common sense about the Nixdorf, did you still want to purchase that?
No.
Okay, you go ahead and unpurchase that.
Did he basically log where it last went to the botanical gardens or whatever?
I don't think you'd be able to find that information without being in the host.
Well, the main reason I would hack the car is to get information on the host. Unless we wanted to use that to smuggle a physical infiltration team in through security, hide in the trunk.
It is
Do you
out
guys
and about in the greater Seattle area.
Do you guys want me to try for it? Now's as good a time as any.
As long as I'm physically far away from you.
Yeah, I mean, go for it, I guess.
I mean, if we can get you to the car and you can try to get the car, like, if he's parked the car and he's not in the car and he's doing something else, you think it might be possible to get into the car without having to bypass that big host that you were talking about?
Unfortunately, that brings with it the problem is that I don't have a way to locate the car without hacking it.
Catch-22.
Yep. Fuck it. We've gotten this far, and we've made almost no progress.
You have a lot of information.
Yeah, but we have no progress on actually doing it. Where am I physically right now is a good question. What time is this? This is when I was resting and recovering edge. Shit. So I'm back at the hotel bungalow thing.
They have folded the towels into little animals.
Oh, that's amazing.
Today's a swan.
He's going to set it up on the tread projector and like have a little bouquet around it. Shit. Do we want to use the car as a vulnerability, guys? Try and use it to get us in?
I mean, you're the Matrix guy.
Actually, you know what? Yes, this is an opportunity that the way it's set up, I think I can do this. So I'm going... Bossman, you were just letting me buy hits on having my agent assist?
Yep, because that's way faster.
And I like it. It means I can't get those huge dice pools.
It also means you won't get screwed.
Yep. I am going to start doing that.
I also like how it speeds it up.
Yeah, it almost is like it cuts your rolls in half.
Into a third.
Versus the car, which is connected to the host. So I already I'll get a mark on it.
Double check. So 6, 9, 15.
Oh shit. How much noise is between me and the car?
Do you have a billion noise reduction?
I have, like 7 points of noise reduction if I need to.
Well, I see 4 here. Do you have noise reduction that's not based upon that stupid fabric?
Yes. I don't use that fabric at all.
Good, because that thing is stupid.
So with a combination of signal scrub and a vectored signal scrub module, which I will install, I can get up to 8 points of noise reduction.
Okay, you're fine on that.
Yes, I am wearing a parabolic.
You have
That's what the fabric is.
Hang on, where's that picture of the Pope?
The best picture of that with the Pope was the one where they put the Jurassic Park dinosaur on it. The one with the frill that spits poison at Newman.
I love the I love the Fenzel fabric because it seems like something you'd expect to see in a cheesy 80s movie about hackers. Like they change into this tinfoil fucking reflective suit to go hack.
Yep, that's the one I was talking about. That is. But you have a mark on the car.
I have a mark on the car and a mark on the host.
Yep.
Coolio. I will enter the host.
You are inside the host.
Running silent, of course, when I go inside because
Okay.
I'm not a fool. Special kind of fool. And when
You want to go ahead and roll a logic plus sleeve, and we'll just kind of bank those hits for when I inevitably do something.
I'm low on edge enough as it is.
Sure. It's not like I would make you do a roll that you may not actually need just to drain you of more edge.
Oh, right. Yeah, no. That doesn't sound like you at all, Will.
I'm not Will.
Not Will. I was reading something from... Never mind. I was I was referencing back to the Prime run. Okay, so now that I've got a mark on it, I'm going to spoof a command from the... Is his car slave to the host, or is it just protected by it? No, it's slave to the host.
Slaved. That is what protected means.
So I'm going to spoof a command from the host to it to invite 3 marks to me.
Ooh, look at you.
Wait, what?
What is spoof command off of?
It's device rating plus firewall.
No, I'm talking
Of the
about
device.
no, your role to spoof command.
Hacking.
Okay. So 8.
Oh, sorry, that should be 19 dice with the agent's assistance. Do you want me to re-roll the whole thing or add on 3 more dice?
Well, you can roll your 3 more dice because you currently only have what looks like 3 hits.
5 hits.
5 hits. You comfortable with 5?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with 5. So
And this is
now
resisted by
the car.
The car's what and what?
It's device rating plus firewall. Or its users, shit. You're gonna have to make me pull up. I don't have my cheat sheet up, but I believe...
Spoof command, look in the book. Control F 242.
Matrix attributes, matrix sections. Okay,
Logic plus firewall.
Logic plus firewall. But it can, of course, substitute its device rating for its logic.
Okay, let me go ahead and roll. Alright.
Yay!
You have spoofed said command.
I've spoofed said command. Now that it has 3 marks on me, or not that it has 3 marks on me. Now that I have 3 marks on it, correction, I am going to
I was gonna be scared.
I'm going to perform a matrix perception on it. Or not matrix perception, trace user.
Sure.
Where are you?
What is a hoity-toity place in Seattle that this could be? Let's be obnoxious. Let's say Council Island.
Council Island. He took the ferry, that bitch.
Either that or his boat, one or the other.
Yeah, he loaded his Westwind onto his boat. This guy is filthy money.
Wait, isn't there a road that goes through Council Island?
Yeah, it looks like the 90 does.
Yeah. I should know. My other run, which is in hiatus, we're going there.
So I'm gonna pull my every hacker's favorite trick, and I'm going to bootstrap this thing to invite 3 marks to me every time it reboots.
I don't remember what that actually takes to resist.
It's treated as a format, so it resists with
I got it. I'm on the page still.
willpower plus firewall. Oh, and it's my computer plus logic. Jeez.
Get wrecked.
Yuck.
Good news.
You.
Agents have computer.
Yes, they do.
I mean, unless you don't want to use it.
No, it sucks though, because my computer is not as good as my other sexy skills. We'll edge that.
4 hits.
Ew. Ew.
And that is resisted by the full defense of everything, right?
Well, the host isn't protecting it, but I've got
Why
a
is the host not protecting it?
because it's inside the host and I'm inside the host, so we're treated as having a direct connection to it.
There you go.
That's the whole reason that anybody goes inside hosts.
Damn. All right.
I mean,
That's right. Your edge is wonderful and delicious. You have
yeah.
placed your bootstrap inside the car.
So I've got a backdoor into a security system now.
And you did it without a data tap. You manned up.
Yep.
I am so
I
proud of
manned
you.
up. I did. It was hard. I've got a back door into security system, and seeing as he switches his car on and off fairly often during the day, we now have a way to do that.
This car, he switches on and off.
Yep, which is as long as it's slaved to the host, as long as he keeps slaving it to the host. Every time he switches it on and off, I get 3 marks. Well, each time he switches it on, I get 3 marks to the host. See that? See the cleverness there?
I see potential cleverness there. It kind of depends upon how things play out.
Yep, and with that, I'm going to exit the host because I don't want to be in here any longer than I have to.
Okay, you are no longer in the host. Let me go ahead and roll some dice just so that...
And I will robot.
Alright, you have roboted.
I will robot.
Sadly get to erase my Overwatch score that I had here.
Yep, I will robot. And once I have roboted, I will inform the team where he currently is, if they want to do something with that. And inform them that when we actually get to the go time, assuming we do it after his car leaves, and I'd like to do it when he's not there, because his security team is going to follow, at least part of them are going to follow him, so if he's not on site, that helps us. And now we'll know each time he gets in that car. So I suggest we wait on standby, finish anything else we want to do, and next time he leaves his house, we go in. Sound good?
Sounds good.
And when he does that, I'll be able to hack his security system.
I have made a request in the chat.
You are very quiet, my friend.
My mic was not near my mouth.
I need to regain edge. I can't spend all time hacking and searching things for you.
Just use one of your agents or something then.
Yeah,
Just put your agent on it at
I'll
like
put my
the
agent on
threshold
it and go
3.
to sleep. At threshold 3, and I will go to sleep.
So, that was a rather productive Wednesday you guys had.
Yep.
Is there anything else you guys want to do? Or you just want to...
Can I take an opportunity to make a disguise now to possibly use later?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll that up real quick then. Threshold 8.
I don't think you people want me making charges for this job, so I really don't have much prep until it's almost time to go because preparations expire.
You could learn new preparations. You could buy some spell formula and spend some karma on stuff.
True, I could. How long does it take to do that again?
It's a spellcasting skill plus intuition divided by 12, and that's how many days it takes. But it's not like it takes all 24 of your hours, and you need a lodge.
Okay, I have my disguise made.
Sure. What's your disguise?
Okay. Have lodge.
It is
Gentlemen.
basically...
I'll wait for the RP. Hang on.
It's just going to be basically a set of plans for making a little bit of makeup here, a bit there, to make it look like I'm a different Asian person than I am.
So what you're saying is they all look the same.
You can't prove that in a court of law.
Okay, because that's what I heard. Because you just look at a different Asian person. That's fine. That is all. I would have plenty of suggestions. I am not going to give them to you mid-run, unfortunately.
Yep, that's fine.
But if other people have
gentlemen,
suggestions...
I have a bit of a question. With all our researching, now family connections to our target, or rather the target's owner, Mr. Rupert Denzel Beaumont George. Okay, I'm actually going to have to break voice for a second. Okay, I'm looking at the notes section, and okay, his son is Joseph. That's the groundskeeper?
That's the groundskeeper's son.
Okay, so we haven't found any actual family for the old guy yet.
No.
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna retcon that section then, because having the son getting alcohol poisoning doesn't really work if it's the assistant. Okay, thank you.
So,
Levitate doesn't really work very well with preparations because you'll just kind of float up to the preparations force in meters and then sit there for a minute.
and then fall.
And then fall.
That actually sounds like a pretty awesome way to disable someone.
Yeah, but I've got to get them to hold the prep or get them to be the closest living thing to the prep.
Learn how
Casa
to use a sling.
Casa
I
ripped
could
the guy
prep-
out of a gun turret with levitate one time. It was great.
Wait, I just realized. Levitate can lift a person at force 1, and I could make preps out of the tags that I fire from, because tags don't have a lot of object resistance, do they?
They are electronic things, so you're probably looking at at least 9 for a highly
Dang.
processed option.
They are tiny, tiny little things, though. I thought there were modifiers for that. Where is
It's
the
how
table?
processed they are mostly, though.
Yeah, it is what they are made of and how thoroughly they are processed, not actual
Alright.
size.
If you want to tag people with preparations remotely, I would probably say something like sling bullets.
Well, I don't know how to use the sling. I'm trying to work with what I got now.
Yeah. They've made a couple, your best bet for actually shooting somebody with a preparation would involve a capsule round.
I've got capsule rounds.
They can be tricky to load, though, I bet.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got enchanting gloves, though. So, do you guys have anything you want to do before I info dump
Let's
on
see.
songbirds?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find the levitate formula.
I think that's
So
only
that
8 or
is a
something.
manipulation spell formula. So that is an 8R, but I'm a licensed alchemist. There is a license. Shit, I got every other license under the sun, but I forgot my magic license.
I'm sure between you can go ahead and get it, between the 4 people that are sitting here and one of them being a face, you can find somebody that has a preparation
Yeah,
formula for you.
I can find you a guy.
Yeah, it's
All
not
right, and then
You're
that
not looking for,
was-
petrify or turn to goo or convert blood to ichor. You're not looking for any of that. You're looking for levitate.
Influence.
It's levitate.
Yeah, exactly. You're not looking for something that's hard to find, so you can go ahead and grab that. And then you
Alright,
just roll your
so-
alchemy plus intuition for how long it takes you to learn.
Alchemy plus intuition. I have to do math for odd dice pools.
Yeah, it's a weird
Plus
one.
2. And does my lodge's rating affect any of that?
It's the limit.
It's the limit? Okay, so limit 6. Pool of 8. I need to know this quickly, so I'm going to pre-edge it.
Sure.
And
Remember
hope.
that you won't be able to gain edge back while you're studying because you got to spend
I'm fine with that.
you can still operate in other fashions. It'll just be at the very least a deeply intensive day where you're. Yeah, go ahead and
Son of a gun!
that is unfortunate.
And I can't spend any more edge on it.
No, unfortunately not. So in 6 days, you will know the levitate preparation, regardless of how this run turns out.
Fat load of good that does me now.
It is character advancement, sir.
No, but I was hoping for more than 2 hits on that. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey, your
Pre-edge
next team
it,
will have
don't
levitate.
get anything.
At
What?
least your next team will have levitate.
Yeah.
So, info dumping on songbirds. There are a large number of different songbirds that I don't actually have a list for because I'm not going to sit here and look at pictures of pretty birdies. Most of them seem. You guys are familiar with the size of roughly what a parrot looks like.
Yep.
Most of them are roughly that size and are if you're going to have it in a cage, it's going to be like either a floor standing cage that's probably about 4 foot high, so they have some room to like spread out and stuff. Most of them have pretty similar diets, so nothing crazy in that end. And is there anything specific about songbirds you're curious about? Because I don't know a whole lot about them, to be truthful.
The goal of this was, I didn't want to interrupt you, but the goal of this was specifically to look for songbirds relating to him and anything that may have been said about him and his songbird, because apparently the reason we're doing this is because the motherfucker's been bragging about it.
Oh, okay. So you're looking for like the actual species and stuff of it.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out, we're just trying to look for anything about him talking to this songbird to someone else, or them talking about him talking to it about them on the Matrix, and like if he bought an expensive songbird online or something like that. Because Johnson specifically said this guy has been bragging about it. We're trying to find that bragging is what I was under the understanding. Or that was my understanding, at least.
On the Matrix, you're not going to be able to find anything about him bragging about a songbird. This is the kind of thing that, like, imagine a bunch of excessively rich people getting together with smoking jackets, pipes, and yes, indeed.
Yes, that's what I figured, but someone requested it of me, so...
Yeah, no, it's a legitimate thing, and now you know approximately the size of the cage that you would have to transport. Because that would have been fun to watch you guys roll up there with a vehicle that not able to fit the cage, and then have to carry a squawking bird in the backseat of somebody's car.
You see, my plan was knock out the bird, again, why I was asking for like aerosol-based drugs that work on avians, and then just carry it out in a sack.
I mean, if you wanted to be a barbarian...
It sounds like an amazingly good way to kill our baby. To me, at least, it sounds like, yeah, and then after all of the legwork, the bird died in the sack on their way out.
Well, throw it in the river. It's a time-honored tradition.
No, you just have a Monty Python skit with the Johnson.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. Oh man. Anybody remember?
He's an ex-parent.
Anybody remember how long it's been since our last break?
A while, at least.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Oh wait, I have a way of finding out because this will tell me. Nope, not that one. 6:43. Sound about right? A bit. Yeah. Let's take a quick break. I am not opposed to two-parting this run if you guys wish, given as we are on to 4.5 hours and we have not attempted kinetics yet. But we'll talk about that when we come back from the break.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. What?